And Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko has been released on bail and barred from office. In a ruling delivered by Anti-Corruption Court Chief Magistrate Douglas Ogoti, Sonko was released on a 30 million shilling bond or 15 million shillings cash bail. His co-accused were also released on various bond terms. And now we are joined by Seth Olale, who is at the Milimani Law Courts. A lot of expectations coming out of that ruling today. Seth, what is going on outside the courts?
Well, first of all, inside the courts, the session, of course, has been adjourned. But outside, as you mentioned, what is expected is that Mike Sonko, who is the Nairobi governor, and alongside his co-accused, are going to be detained at the basement cells, even as their bond terms are being processed after they were released. Especially Mike Sonko was released on a 30 million bond or an equivalent of 15 million cash bail. Now, there has to be a process of securing that particular bail term or bond term. That's going to take a while, but even most interesting is where does Mike Sonko head from here at the Milimani Law Courts? And that was a heated debate involving the prosecution and, of course, the defense lawyers. And according to the defense lawyers, is that they have a letter from the prisons department, that is committee, from a senior medical officer that indicated that Sonko was discharged from the Kenyatta National Hospital and we can continue getting medical attention at the committee prisons medical center. And then there are also two other letters that were issued by Mike Sonko's lawyer indicating that an officer from the prison department actually wrote that letter indicating that Mike Sonko needed additional medical attention and should be taken to the Kenyatta National Hospital. And so in his submission, or rather in his ruling, or rather determination, Chief Magistrate Douglas Ogoti did indicate that he has to verify which letter is legit because he was in possession of 3 letters, one from the prosecution, 2 from the defense team, and so he has to authenticate which letter is legit in order for him to issue further directions. And that means that the initial stay orders will take effect. That is, it is now upon the committee maximum prisons, or rather the overall prisons department to decide if indeed Mike Sonko needs to be taken to Kenyatta National Hospital or will be accorded medical attention at the committee medical center. Remember that committee maximum prison is just one of the few correction facilities that is equipped with a medical center, and so it's now up to the prisons department and it's up to the committee maximum prison, who actually are in charge of Sonko's custody, to decide as to whether he will be at the correction facility in committee or they will take him to Kenyatta National Hospital, where he was admitted yesterday and came to court today. But it's also worth noting, Gladys, that this particular court, the Anti-Corruption Court, has given a ruling that bars the Nairobi Governor Mike Sonko from accessing office. And in his ruling, Chief Magistrate Douglas Ogoti did indicate that if Sonko needs to go to the governor's office, the official governor's office at City Hall, he has to be accompanied by detectives and security officers who will only make sure that he takes his personal effects from City Hall. Now that means, and of course also Chief Magistrate Douglas Ogoti did quote Justice Ngugi Mumbi's July 24th ruling that barred any sitting governor that has been charged and is still on trial against accessing office. So it will be interesting to see how these particular developments come into effect in the coming days. But right now we have to end here because another matter is coming before this particular court. Back to you, Gladys, in studio.